I want to say hey to everybody that's coming in. I want to say hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and most definitely share this live. Right now, there's an interview that's going on that I want to um, bring to you guys, and that interview is an interview that Vivian Allen is doing right now, and today's like right now. Share that interview with you right now. I want to share that interview with you. This is an interview right now in live time. I'm there live right now. And I want to kind of
So,
catch up
oh,
on that
is it
video.
the boyfriend again?
Oh my God.
No sense.
So this is Jennifer Roberts and Paul
So at
Roberts.
the end of this hearing, like, what do you guys want out of this? Are you guys seeking any damages because it's a frivolous lawsuit,
can't.
or you
It's not
can't?
a law.
Okay.
It started out as
So
an
this is Jennifer
emergency
Roberts and
protection
Paul
order.
Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
They are
And
residents
courts do
of
not allow
Dolton.
one side to pay attorney's fees to the other side in protection order hearings. So we can't really win.
So I just
We
think
just want it to be
yeah.
over with and get back to living our lives peacefully.
I think that secretly, or vehemently, Tiffany wanted to make us lose money by
Yep.
getting a lawyer, or she probably thought we could not afford one, which the laugh is on her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're messing with the wrong people. You can target anybody you want, but there's gonna be some that's gonna say, you can't touch us. We're not
Right.
Exactly.
And that's where we are. Our lawyer actually laughed at this case. He actually laughs at her. He laughs at her attorneys. He thinks they're dumb, and we do too.
Absolutely. So with your attorney fees, though, so that's just that you guys are just losing out on is the money that you have to pay to fight this case, and to basically keep your your community value intact with community. I'm sorry, not community, but community value intact. So you guys are just fighting this to make sure that everybody knows that, hey, Tiffany Henyard, we did not do anything to incite a riot, and yet you still are losing money having to fight this case.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
Yeah.
So I just want to segue into the next thing, which is like we were talking about with Tiffany Henyard when it comes to her federal subpoenas. Now I am going to share my screen. Give me 1 second.
This is a live look.
Oh, I know how to do it. Sorry.
A live look
at share screen. All right, so this is the one.
Vivian.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to share this first.
Allen.
Let me know if you can see it.
Doing.
Yep. Okay, so I pulled this up on a website.
I want you guys to kind of see the comments.
And basically, it is. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I have a lot of tabs open, so I don't want to get lost. Okay, this is.
And so what it looked like is from what it looked like to me, and I want you guys
to
kind of be able to get some of the comments.
Here we go. Okay, so so with this one, this is Tiffany Henyard's. This is her campaign.
Her campaign's website
donation, I guess, for her running for Dolton mayor. And so I found this today. I've never been on her donation website because I normally don't Google Tiffany Henyard, right? Now, remember the meeting that she did yesterday? So she personally have loaded all of these videos onto her actual campaign site, trying to make it look like she's the victim. Right? Have you guys seen this website at all?
Well,
or been on it?
This is the first time that I've seen any new videos there.
Me too. Okay, so let's go over this together. Because I found it interesting that on this, so remember how she did the video yesterday for the trustees, that 9-minute clip?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's
We saw it.
disgusting.
Hold on one second. And then she also has on there the video that she did. Now, I want to show y'all the video, and I just want you guys' reaction, your real, true reaction on this
Yeah, in real
actual
time.
video that she have posted on her actual campaign donation site. So this is not something that she just posted on her Facebook and took down, but she actually put this on her campaign site for people to
Who's
see
footing
that
the
are
bill?
potentially voting for her. One second. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I have to.
I think this is the
I'm not
video
real
that
good at
I've
this shit,
already
so bear with
unpacked
me.
with
Okay,
you guys already. I believe it is, if I'm not
share
mistaken.
screen, and then we'll go to this one. Share. Okay,
Okay. Yeah,
talking
this
to
is it.
myself. All right, so
I'm starving the poor, I'm feeding the people. They put me in office and treat me like it's illegal.
Do y'all see this mess?
To feed the people. I gave
Do
back to
y'all
communities and I
see
cleaned
this
the streets
mess?
up. I'm starving the poor, I'm feeding the
This
people.
is
They put me in office and treat me like it's illegal. To
Tiffany.
feed the people, to feed the people, to feed my
This is
people.
nonsense.
To
Is this
feed my
how
people.
you
From
spending the
Vegas to
taxpayer
Chicago, I
dollars?
rode around in time.
so
I'm
my opinion. I'm sorry. Let me
feeding
pause
the
that.
people.
Pause that, Vivian,
Hold on
please.
one
I'm
second.
starving the
Because I can't
poor.
hear that no
I'm
more.
feeding the
Again,
people.
shout out to
They
y'all.
put me in
Shout out
office
to
and treat me
Vivian.
like
Stop sharing screen.
This
Okay.
is a courtesy of Vivian Allen. Shout out to her.
That's enough.
It's in
I
the
am not the best
description.
with finding this
So again,
link.
shout
Where
out
am
to
I
her.
playing it from?
We're able to,
There we go. Okay,
see
I
her
paused
live.
it. Sorry. Okay, back to the screen. So, what's your first reaction on that?
I thought about Harriet Tubman.
Listen,
Harriet Tubman.
Who is Harriet
Yeah,
Tubman? Come on.
I learned her name to be Harriet Tubman
Hold on,
growing
y'all.
up, but
I'll be right back, but we ain't
I
going
will
nowhere.
pronounce it like Tiffany, Harriet
We
Tubman.
still right here trying to figure out, Tiffany,
What I
what the hell
thought
you got
about when
going
I
on?
first saw that was I was envisioning her being in prison on
Wait a
the
minute.
food line where, I guess they have them cooking the food and she's serving and
Wait a
feeding the
minute.
people.
Somehow she's
And
feeding the
that's
people
what
in the
I'm
prison.
envisioning.
Now wait a minute, Dolton.
that is
Y'all
such a
ain't
good
even-
analogy. If that's not the best one
No,
that I've
no,
heard so far.
Yes, I'm here for it. Feed the people. Right there
And
in that
every time
prison line.
somebody play that, I see you feeding the people, honey. We can't wait till you go to jail and feed the people, and you can sing
Right,
that song.
right. Exactly. I'm sorry, but that's a good one. I never even analyzed it to that capacity. But if you take it a step further, then I guess she's starving the in the guard.
My reaction was a little bit different because I've been studying her since, well, longer than Jennifer. And my first reaction, well, on the Thornton Township website, there's still a supervisor's statement on the homepage where she accuses Fox 32 of fake news for exposing her fake charity scam. And she's the only reason that station aired the fake news is because her baby daddy remarried someone who works at that channel. And I thought, wait a minute, we don't need a supervisor bringing all of this ghetto baby mama drama into the town. I've spoken to many people who say, wow, the mayor of Harvey destroyed the community. Tiffany Henyard is now doing the same thing to Dolton. And I'm thinking, yeah, she's doing the same thing to the township. She appeals to like the lowest common denominator the rappers
We
and the
will
reality
be doing
TV
a
addicts.
segment
I mean,
on
100 years ago, H.L.
the
Mencken
mayor
wisely
of
said, no one ever
Harlem.
went broke underestimating the intelligence of the American people.
We'll be doing a
But
segment
she's
on the
just
mayor
in
of
it for the
Harlem,
money
Mayor
now.
Christopher Clark.
She won't publicly admit that she's done,
She won't.
but she's trying to show someone that she might have some talent that might generate future income for her.
So when it comes to the township, and like you said, she won't admit that she's done. We all know that she lost that bid pretty much, and she can't run. Well, she's going to be a write-in, but nobody with common sense is going to write her into that role. How do we fix a township? What is what do you expect from your next township supervisor, and what would they have to bring in order to fix the level of corruption that she have done to us? And who has to go and who has to stay when it comes to like her top administration that's still in there and that's still working? Because you know how it goes. So you come in there and you just fire everybody that know everything, then you will lose a lot of information that you could have used or to help save, your finances or whatever you need to do when it comes to the programs. So like, who needs to go, who needs to stay, and what needs to be done in order for us to rebuild our township?
Let's start with
That is such a good question.
accountability,
Yes,
transparency,
come on,
and
Vivian. That
trust.
is such a good question. Who
Establishing
stays
trust
and who
with the
goes?
people,
Because
the
it was
residents.
crazy. Hold on,
That
let me
is so
pause this.
important.
I want to dig into this a little bit.
And to make
Because
sure
what's
that we
crazy
feel
about this is
safe.
that ooh,
Has been done.
okay.
But
We don't.
There we go.
I'm hoping
I'm sorry,
and
y'all.
praying.
So what's crazy about this is this. It's some people in Mayor Tiffany Henyard's administration that are not everybody, right? There are just some stand-up individuals. They are they just here to do their job. The cons, I mean, how can I say it? The conflict, the mess, the drama, them being bamboozled, hoodwinked, that comes from Tiffany Henyard. But outside of that, I believe that it's maybe a few of them, maybe two or three of them that are just good people. Good people, right? And it just falls up under the wrong hands, up under um this administration.
That we will soon find out.
But before I play it back, that was a good question because what happens to some of them people? Yeah, they're part of the mayor's administration, but what happens to some of them people? You just kick them down the road, or do they continue on with the new administration? Let's see what Jennifer and Paul got to say.
When Napoleon gets in and the other trustees, I give kudos to Carmen and Chris for the job that they've done.
Most definitely.
thus
Shout out
far,
to
and they've been doing a
Thornton
good job. And I
Township
thank God for
trustees,
Stephanie
Carmen,
coming
Chris,
in
and Stephanie.
because we're starting to see, little small changes that we have been asking for so long to happen. But I think that we need to get rid of. They need to get looking to Keith Price. We have yet to find out what he does besides being a food pantry manager. He
has to be a media relations person too. He has to be hired for media relations because why is he always in front of the camera? So you're right.
I want to know how many job titles he's holding, because he's doing a job as an administrator, as a food pantry, a manager, but also as the head of security now, because he was trying to kick you all out of the last meeting. So what? And is he her bodyguard? I mean, what? And I want those answers, and I plan to ask those questions at the next board meeting because we need to find out.
That's Monday.
And that's Monday.
Wait, so the
I'm
next
much more
Dolton board
optimistic
meeting
about
is
the next
Monday.
administration in Dolton than I am about the next administration in Thornton Township.
Wait a minute.
The trustees there have been meeting with the public regularly. Thornton trustees have never done anything like tea with the trustees. And for most of the time, Tiffany has blocked or monitored their email.
Yeah.
We
They
all know
haven't
she was
been
stealing. Well, I ain't gonna
as
say she was stealing from the
responsive as
email.
I would
We all know
like
she
to
was cutting
like them to
their
be.
And
email
see, here's
access
where
off.
Paul and I differ. And we do, just because we're married doesn't mean that we agree on everything. Okay. He's a pessimist and I'm an optimist. Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm very optimistic about the new administration that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
We of course we won't see any changes right now. We still got a criminal sitting in that seat.
Yep.
And
Not
she's
y'all still
still
got a
able to
criminal. I'm
do some
screaming.
things like she's doing now. But as long as that, as long as we got people that are sitting in those seats right now that can make some changes, then I am hopeful that we're going into
That's
the
right.
right
Stay hopeful.
direction.
Oh, so
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
One thing that you did ask, though, about what needs to be done in the township before
Yeah.
we can get back on track
Let me
is
interject this.
the
Let me
trustees
interject
need to
this
go back
because
to that late September
I
meeting.
have no problem with Napoleon Harris, right? I have no problem with him. Um I don't know him to have a problem with him, for that matter. But the fact that everyone is just saying, okay, Napoleon Harris is going to be the next supervisor of Thornton Township. Um, that's kind of crazy because you have someone like Nate Fields. If I was a resident of Thornton Township, I promise you my vote will be for Nate Fields. And the reason of being is because this is a young man that has uh literally worked his way up through the ranks. This is not somebody that then just came when Tiffany administration came. No, Nate Fields is somebody that has worked their way through the administration. Frank Zuccarelli was the supervisor before Tiffany Henry got there, and he has worked with Frank uh, from I believe from maintenance all the way up to the media department of where he was working before um, Tiffany Henry came. So let's get back into this. Let's get back into this. But I just want to say that, like, how is everybody just saying that Nick Fields is going to be the next supervisor? Damn, what happened? I mean, how's everybody saying Napoleon Harris is going to be the next supervisor? Damn, what happened to Nate Fields? How y'all just going to cancel that black brother out?
Meeting when they
Let's get back into it.
approved a forensic audit for
Mm-hmm.
all departments in the township going back 3 years. Tiffany wanted it to go back 10 years so she could dig up the dirt on Frank Zuccarelli.
Right. Which we don't care about. That man is in the
No.
grave. Let him rest in peace.
Now, forensic audits are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the trustees and the knowledgeable residents said, yeah, make it only 3 years. You can do a little bit of Frank's last year for comparison's sake. But I calculated, based on the one estimate that Tiffany's administration got from a qualified company to do a forensic audit, it would probably cost the township $450,000 more to go back 10 years than to go back just 3 years.
Wow. I didn't know it was that high of a price mark.
So let's unpack that. Paul Roberts just said, Tiffany has been going on a rap about basically saying that she want an audit done on Carmen Carlisle and Keith Friedman, right? These are two people that were a part of her administration. Let's get that clear. Tiffany, these are people that you had doing whatever you wanted them to do. And I love Carmen. I do. I love how ambitious she is. I love how she's just there to say, you know what, I may have did wrong, but moving forward, I only want to make things right. And that's what I love. I love to see, her take. She apologized to the township. She did. And I can pull up that video and show it at a later date. But she apologized to the township saying, hey, I'm wrong. Fucking with Tiffany. Fuck with that bitch. Yeah, I'm wrong. Even Keith Freeman. I don't know if you all remember the last Village of Dalton board meeting. He stood up. It was at the Lesterfield Longhouse, Lesterfield Fieldhouse, uh, at the Park District there, where he said, I made some mistakes. I'm not perfect, but Tiffany, you want these audits? But you want these audits done in a way that you want to go back 10 years. You want to go back 10 years because you want to see what the old dirt Frank Zuccarelli did. You want to dig into his dirt, basically. That's basically what you want to do. You want to dig into his dirt so you can see what he had going on. No, 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 no. Let's do the 3 years. And even Jennifer, I'm sorry, Paul just said it's going to be almost $500,000 for an audit for the last 10 years. But let's finish unpacking this. Let's finish unpacking this. Let's finish unpacking this.
Yeah, Tiffany actually sent out an RFP for a forensic audit, but it was limited to credit card spending by Carmen Carlisle and Keith Freeman.
I remember that.
Forensic audit could cost $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the most qualified people bill out their time at $400 an hour. But I still think that the forensic audit is necessary. This came up at the board meeting. Just about every proposal,
it's necessary.
The trustees voted down, saying, "Well,
it's critical.
We're not against the idea, but in a time of financial precariousness, when we don't know how broke we are, or we don't know what we have to spend, we have to say no out of caution." Well, they can't say that forever. To me, the question is, does the township have to bite the bullet, start the forensic audit now, or will we be getting those numbers soon enough from the IRS, who has been looking at the township for a year?
Good question.
That's what I'd like to ask the trustees.
That's a really good question.
Get an immediate answer, but that's what I'd like them to think about.
So when it comes to our financial state right now in the township, since we really don't have a budget approved, and remember how they were tabling all of her events that she was trying to do?
They should. They ain't do no wrong.
Do you guys
Table
really
every
think
goddamn
that
thing.
before she is out of office in May,
Table
that
everything.
she should be able to carry on those events, or should they continue to stay tabled and let the new administration just start over from scratch?
I think that continue to do what they're doing, the state table.
Okay.
That there's some important bills that needs to be paid, but then I think that they know. I think they're doing what they think is best, and I trust them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
Yeah, I don't think that they should authorize any Tiffany events.
Right. So what about the senior prom? I know the senior prom was a big thing that everybody wanted, or people were talking about. Is that something that you guys have known to been around for quite some time? And I'm only asking this because I'm not a senior, so I never really dove into the events that the seniors have on a yearly basis. So is that something that they do for the township yearly? Is that like a big event that Zuccarelli was doing prior to tenure?
I've never heard of it before.
Okay.
He did events, but he got sponsors for events.
But I don't know anything about a senior prom.
Oh, senior prom?
Yeah,
I haven't heard of that before.
Senior prom, no.
Okay. And then big
Tiffany, she resonate with the seniors and the youth. The youth. And so, she assumes that if the youths and the seniors to be on her team, then that's all that matters. So she's only doing things for them unless they come against her now. Unless they
Okay, let's talk about being a youth, right? So first off, Tiffany,
a
youth, right? Tiffany is what, like 40? Let's give her 41. I know she's older than 40, so let's just give her 41. I don't know her exact age. I'm 46. So if she's the youth, am I considered the youth? I just want to ask that question. Because like this video that she just put out, the things that she have been doing, it is either tailored to a younger generation that's not voting, or the seniors that in some capacity doesn't even really have enough people to actually continue to vote her in that seat. So I'm just wondering, like, what is her idea of her being young instead of trying to be a professional? Like, what do you guys get out of that?
I see. Well, she's looking at our president as an example of someone who can get the top position without any education or without adhering to the rules or the Constitution. And there are a lot of people who are glorifying those who are successful by breaking all the rules.
I honestly feel that Tiffany, I think she's always wanted to be an entertainer. And I heard someone earlier.
Right.
I don't think she really took this job seriously in the beginning. I think she probably threw dice to see if she would, get that winning number, and it landed on the number that she needed it. And so she took it. And throughout her tenure as trustees, how many years she was a trustee?
8 years.
8 years. She opened up several failed businesses. She tried to get on the Shark Tank.
Meant well
when she opened up what
she was
Good Burger.
Good Burger.
Okay.
I don't think she meant well when she first became the mayor of Dolton.
Houses
That's
that
just me.
she
That's
may
just
or
my
may
thought.
not own, but have not been a good landlord. So I think that her next step will be OnlyFans, and a reality TV show,
Wait a minute.
which is where she's headed.
Nah, only
And
I hope can be OnlyFans.
Listen, I'm in agreement with you. When you right, you right.
Nah.
Now, I'm gonna share my screen so I can just present something that I found on Fox 32 that I found to be interesting, right? So this was when was this report made? And y'all gotta excuse me. This came out in April of 2024. So this was by Fox 32, and it just shows when they served the subpoenas at Dolton Village Hall amid the corruption allegations against Mayor Tiffany Henry. Now, this goes back to Dolton. Now, you guys have come to the Dolton meetings too, so you're very fluent and you know about what goes on in Dolton as well. So it just shows how the FBI served the subpoenas against Tiffany Henry. Now, I'm not going to make you guys read the whole article. But what was interesting to me was that it was like did I miss it? I'm sorry, y'all, my screen just like blanking out. Is this the right one?
I don't think.
There we go.
I don't think Tiffany.
So like these are all just like the related news stories when it comes to Tiffany Henry.
Let me.
So you have like worst mayor in America, Dolton Village Administrator Keith Friedman, charged with bankruptcy fraud.
Let me talk about that real quick, because Tiffany, she talks about how pretty much she put on for her city, right? She put on for her village. And then in her administration, you got the administrator, which is number 2. When the mayor's not available, the village administrator is the one that that usually you would speak to outside of the mayor's chief of staff or everything else. But let's press play.
Tiffany Henry tried to conceal alleged sexual assault by Chicago activists, lawsuit claims. Tiffany Henry booed, challenged during township meetings. Tiffany Henry controversy. Lori Lightfoot will investigate Dalton Mayor amid lawsuit allegations. New sexual assault complaint may have ties to Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henry investigation. Controversy brews over South suburban tax proposal involving Dalton Mayor Tiffany. Dalton Mayor Tiffany sued by church for alleged discrimination by a church.
Right.
Dalton bars shut down amid allegations of political retaliation from Mayor Tiffany Henry. So the reason why she goes to Lansing because she shut all of our stuff down. Dalton Mayor Henry launches podcast on Spotify, which was a failure. Dalton Tiffany controversy, residents denied public comment in board meetings. FBI pros misconduct allegations against Mayor Dalton Tiffany Henry. Illinois Attorney General hosts Mayor Tiffany Henry's chaos donation. Charity. I'm
Tiffany
sorry.
just got a lot going on.
Former Dalton police chief exposes Mayor Henry's alleged abuse of use of police detail. Illegal in so many ways. Controversy surrounds Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henry's salary maneuver. Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henry's tax-funded billboard raises questions. Remember when she misspelled Thornton? How are you the supervisor of Thornton Township and you're actually misspelling Thornton on a billboard? So now you have to redo it and pay for it all over again. And then Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henry announces $1 million giveaway, sparking concerns among residents. Now,
and what's crazy?
in your opinion,
and what's crazy is that
that's a lot, and that was just in April of 2024.
That's what I was about to say.
That's not even the new allegations or the new things that she have done recently. And it's like, what do you guys think when you see all of those headlines? Is that somebody that you really think is innocent? I'm just asking because I don't understand how she thinks that everybody's lying on her and she's the only one telling the truth besides the people that's in her corner. So can you guys just give me like your opinion on those articles and what you think?
If she was trying to be infamous, she has definitely succeeded. If she was trying to run for re-election, she couldn't be doing any worse. I don't think she's trying to court voters. Or at least not rational
at this
voters.
Point,
you know what, Viv?
Tiffany
when I came into this fight, I wanted to give
believe that.
this young black woman
is desperate.
The benefit of the doubt. I had heard a lot about her from other people.
She gonna do whatever.
But,
whatever
I am the type of person. I like to read the book for myself, not just the cover. I
she needs
up and read it myself. So when I went into it, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. And the more I would go to the board meetings, the more I would hear the things that were coming out of her mouth, the more he would, information that he would dig up, the more I saw, the more I realized that this is a young woman who's trying to make our race a part of her narrative and make it seem like everyone is picking on a young black single mother. And not the case at all. So your question was, if I had read that before I got to know her, I probably would have said, are they picking on her? This is something I need to dive into deeper. But knowing what I know now,
ain't nobody picking on Tiffany.
She's guilty as charged.
Yeah,
and
the public's opinion
coming out of my mouth, I can hear people saying she's innocent until proven guilty.
That's just like
but until you sit in our seats and wear our shoes and be targeted.
That's just like with me, right? If I go out and do something, or for the things that I have done, right? No matter how long I did it, sooner or later that caught up with me. No matter how much I put the blame on other people, no matter how much I could point the other finger, it caught up with me. And sooner than later, this is indeed catching up with Tiffany here. And for the ones that asked the question, one will ask, why haven't the feds came and got her? Lori Lightfoot in her interview that she did with a couple of news stations here in Chicago, she said that the reason the feds have not intervened as of right now, meaning like, come in and get it right now, is that it's in the middle of election season. And so in the middle of election season, and this is just again, I quoted from Lori Lightfoot, the feds doesn't um try to really arrest, any political official while they're in the election season because it can look as um they're trying to sway that election. But one more asks, we knew that New York City mayor election was coming up. They charged Mayor Eric Adams. And that's some, y'all, I'm doing some background work on that. I'm doing some background work on that. I really want to know why Governor Hochul, out of New York, why didn't she remove him? But that's a subject for another day.
Just because we have an opinion, your shoes, Sherry shoes, Nikita shoes, Thelma shoes, Valerie Stubbs, and all of you all have been in this fight way longer than we have and have endured so much more. And
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
until
they have.
people are walking in those shoes, they will have no idea what it is that we know and what we have to
Mhm.
put up with
No,
and
for
what we have
real.
Yes.
to do. That each time we leave that meeting, we are
It's always
watching
something
each
new.
other walk to their cars. We're making sure everybody get in their
Right.
cars safely. Because here's my thought. Yes, they're now having the meetings upstairs, but we as for the media and
Mm-hmm.
and the trustees. But we as the residents have to sit downstairs. Now, be it they have all this security, okay? But why do we have all this security? It's not because of the residents.
It's the people who come in through the back door.
And guess who's still coming in through the back door without
Kamal
having to
Woods.
go through security?
Her goon squad.
Right.
Her boyfriend Kamal, DeMarcus Quigley, and all of those people.
So I want to ask that question. How is it that Kamal Woods is fired? That's a fact. That's a fact. Uh Trustee Weatherman made a motion to place Kamal Woods on administrative leave. I believe it was seconded by Trustee Carlisle, and um, the motion passed. Now they came back right after that brawl, and they placed him on. That was paid administrative leave at first, and then they terminated him. Excuse me, because of that brawl. I believe that brawl played the big part in that termination. But my question is, how do he still get access to come in through the back? How do he get access to um, still, not having to be searched, not having to go through a metal detector, all because he's screwing the supervisor, super mayor, whatever she want to call herself. I don't understand it.
That is in her administration that is causing all of this mess. They're able to come in.
Oh,
And
but
so
they
we're
is,
still having to look over our shoulders to
and
make
she don't
sure
look
we're
at it
not
that
being
way.
followed when we leave there, leaving our lights on at night, making sure the
She don't look at
cameras
it that
catch
way.
all images that goes around the house.
Hello.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
fall, Jennifer alerted me every time that a black Tahoe parked in front of our house.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we keep our back deck light on every night,
So
not
yeah,
knowing if
she
DeMarcus
is
or someone is going to creep around
she
here.
is definitely the most infamous mayor in America. And she's proving it day by day,
But you
every
is,
single
Stephanie. They
hour,
ain't
every
lying on you,
minute of
girl.
the day, even with that video she made.
And let me add this to what you're saying. It's not even that, we have to watch our safety, right? But it's the threats. It's the text messages that we get. It's the staring down of us when we make public comment. It's just every time that we go to these meetings, if we don't stay together as a community, anything can happen to one of us as a one-off because we're not sticking together.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand how toxic those meetings really are. It's not easy to go to those meetings with all of those people that are sitting there trying to intimidate you on purpose so that way you can stop coming. They don't want us to come to the meetings. They don't want us to speak out against her. What they want is us to just praise her, but that's not what we're going
I've
to do
watched the
because she's
meetings,
not doing right by
and
the
the
people.
meetings are
Yeah.
very
Hopefully
toxic.
she won't
And
attend any
not
more
only is
meetings.
it toxic, but you can
That
just
way
feel like, the
business
energy,
done.
the bad energy
Did
in
you
the
see what
room.
she said at the last meeting? Basically, she was saying that her safety was still in jeopardy when they allowed everybody to come into the media room. I'm guessing she was talking about me and Alicia
Tiffany, you is the
because
safety
we
threat.
were the two. But no, me and Alicia have never attacked her.
I know.
So that was just funny to me that she would say that because nobody. I would never. First, I can't run, so I can't go up to you and just like run up to you and do something. Now, can I walk with my walker? Yeah, absolutely. But right here, right now, today, I already know that we're going to vote her out, so I don't even have any animosity against her. So it's just funny that she would say that at that meeting, or well, she was at the meeting, but she went live after the meeting ended to actually say that she feared her safety. And you have all the security.
Just proved to me that she's afraid of you and Alicia.
But she's
She's
not.
afraid of me and Jennifer
That's the
too.
narrative she's painting. But come on, did she forget about the videos of her running up there?
I didn't
hurting
understand
her
how
own self?
you in the building but don't come to the meeting.
Hello.
Like, I don't
We
understand
missed a
that.
meeting. At the first meeting after the brawl,
Uh-huh.
they sent out a press release saying that only the trustees and accredited media would be allowed in the small room. And all employees and the public had to be in the big room. And I said, wait a minute, you're telling us we have to be in the big
We all
room
know
with
that Tiffany
Price
is
and Kamal and
behind
DeMarcus
saying
and
that
away
accredited
from all of the
media. She
TV
don't want the
cameras.
YouTubers in the
We're staying
meetings
at
at
home.
all. She don't want them on there.
That meeting I went to as well.
videoing
I
what's
sat back
going
critical
on,
smoker at
her
that meeting.
nonsense.
So that meeting, she didn't show up to that one either.
Right.
Well, she could have been in the building like she was at the last meeting, right? Making a video while the meeting was going on. How crazy.
But that's the type of person that was appointed because we didn't elect her. Let's get that clear to everybody out there that's listening to this segment. Tiffany was appointed. And from what the Lansing Journal was saying, her appointment really was not valid, but nobody looked into it enough to see if it can be rescinded. Now, do you have any information on that, Paul, as far as her appointment when she was appointed? Because I don't know the rules on actual appointments and how they go within a township. I did watch the video a couple times to see like what they did and how they did it. But I know her appointment was last minute.
What's crazy to me is that she always talk about. Let me pause this real quick. This is what's crazy to me. She always talk about how Carmen is like appointed. Tiffany, you were appointed. You was not elected. The board of trustees appointed you, baby girl. They didn't elect you. Frank Zuccarelli, he was elected. After his passing, you was appointed at the 10 o'clock hour. So please don't make it seem like, girl, oh, I was just elected and this is my seat and this, that, and other. Girl, that ain't the case, mama. It ain't. Like, stop trying to just please stop trying to serve it and sock it like that.
They kept going into closed session, and the nomination happened with just a few minutes before the deadline. All that
Right.
it proves is that the existing board really wanted to nominate, and they wanted to choose instead of allowing us to choose. And
So
after 2 years of Tiffany, that's why they were adamant to let us choose the next trustee.
right. So if they would have let us choose as residents, would they have did basically the same type of meeting that we had with Stephanie Wiederman? Would it have? Okay, so it would have been the same thing.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So at least we know now going forward, we have to stay more vigilant of what's going into the township, because it's so much that we have to get back on track, right? Because of the finances, the general assistance. Let's talk about that charity real quick. Now, I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer, but I did want to touch base on this charity that she had, because I remember her saying so many times, and everybody else remember her saying so many times, that she didn't start it. That's not her charity. Stop lying on her. I didn't do it. But let me see if I had it up. I'm sorry. But that Tiffany Henyard Cares charity that she allow others to start in her name. Now, can you guys give us some context, like what your thoughts is on that actual charity and how it came about? And then I'm just going to pull up the subpoenas that that aligns with that charity.
Well, I'm sure you've seen the video of the Thornton Township meeting in September of 2022, when she is on tape saying that she started the charity.
Right.
That was the meeting where Keith Price calls Jim Giglio a white man.
Right.
But yeah, the day after she announced that she had started the charity, the township gave her a $10,000 donation. I don't think the board ever approved the use of the vehicles or the time spent by all of the township employees. Stephanie Wiedemann has all of the details. She got on Fox 32 stating that she could tell how far they had traveled just by looking at the most recent charges on the township credit card. She thinks that the whole trip to Springfield with the t-shirts and all the vehicles cost close to $100,000.
Yeah. Which was frivolous spending. So I put this together from the Lansing Journal, and this was part of one of their articles. So this is the subpoena for Thornton Township that was issued May 20th of 2024. Now this is from the Northern District of Illinois subpoena to testify before a grand jury. Now this was in regards to, she had more than one. So this one was to produce certified copies of the following records in your possession, custody, or control. Certified copies of all records in your possession, custody, or control pertaining to the following individuals, whether held jointly or severally as or trustee or fiduciary, as well as custodian, executor, or guardian, as well as other entities with these individuals may have financial interests. So that's Rosie Henyard, Tamika Henyard, and Kamal Woods. So if I was to guess, it's just an educated guess, Rosie Henyard and Tamika Henyard are her family, and Kamal Woods is her boyfriend. So they're looking for background records, they're looking for employment payroll records, records of time and attendance, disciplinary files, records of work performed, wage and tax statements, employee withholdings, U.S. information returns, requests for taxpayer identification numbers, records showing the methods of payments for any and all, what is that, remuneration and or reimbursement, reimbursements, all agreements or contracts within the name above individuals, invoices, descriptions, and retirement savings plans that they might have. Now, that's a big thing, because when they have retired savings plan. That means that they could possibly have pensions. So we have to make sure that we're staying on top of that too, because if they have pensions within the township and they were part of this criminal organization, then we shouldn't have to pay that out. Are you in agreement with that? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
most of the people named are registered with the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund.
mm-hmm.
That's a much easier way to get payroll information than township requests through, or FOIA requests through the township. IMRF actually shows that Tiffany gave herself a raise, and the township hasn't officially admitted that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you raise a good question. Will we have to pay a pension to Kamal and William Moore?
Because they honestly, they don't deserve one, and for what they have
over their dead bodies, will I pay?
Okay, so then we're gonna go to this next subpoena. So this one is for January 1st, 2021 through present, providing the following: credit card purchases, vendor approvals, procurement, employment and contract termination, per diems, expense reimbursements, outside employment to include any specific regulations for the police department, loans, insurance, work schedule, job description, employee contractor travel, security detail, use of vehicles, residency requirement for employee contractors, and donations. They want a lot with this one, and this is for. Let me go back. So this one is the following requests are specified to the individuals or entities for January 1st, 2021. Any records of municipal resources being used on behalf of the political entity, including but not limited to Tiffany, Friends of Tiffany charitable organizations, including but not limited to Tiffany Cares Foundation, Tiffany A. Henyard Cares Foundation, and or Tiffany Henyard Cares. All records maintained, control, or in possession of the township, Tiffany Cares Foundation, Tiffany A. Henyard Cares Foundation, and or Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. This should include all records related to September of 2022 contribution of $10,000 from Thornton Township. So you want these records from Keith Freeman, Keith Freeman LLC, Government Staffing Advisors LLC, Kamal Woods, and Cheryl Schranz. Then they go on to say anything that deal with payment disbursements. They want that information from Keith Freeman LLC, Government Staffing Advisors LLC, Tiffany Henyard, Fania Dukes, Carmen Kylile, Gerald Jones, Stan Brown, Kamal Woods, and Cheryl Schranz. Now, I'm gonna take this back a step. Who is Cheryl Schranz? I don't know who that is.
Doesn't she own the towing company in Dolton? I know that she's one of the directors of the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. I'm not positive, but for some reason I associate her with the
I remember somebody saying that
cars are towed in Dolton. But I thought you were going to ask why are Carmen Carlisle and Jerry Jones on that list, but Darlene Gray Everett is not.
Yes.
Many trips as the other trustees.
Why is she not on none of these subpoenas?
I don't know. That's why she's still because I type her name in to this day.
This is what I get. As soon as I type her name.
Well, maybe she's waiting for Tiffany to make sure she has a burial plot.
You are so right, because her name.
Mm-hmm.
That's what came up. As Fat Smaller said, one never knows who won.
Then they, then they want to look up the Delgado Law Group, and the other law firms that she have been using. So my thing is, with these subpoenas, they're very real, right? Mm-hmm. So, in your humble opinion, why do you think that, number one, like you said, Darlene name is not on any of them? Because I'm looking at them with you. I pulled them up earlier today, but I'm just like checking that out, and I did not even pay attention that Darlene Gray Everett was not on any of those subpoenas, and she's actually on the board at District
That's a good
149, which
question
is Dalton and
Yes.
Calumet
because
City.
half of the
So
time,
and
Darlene Gray
they actually
Everett, she's sitting right there. Half of the time, she don't know who coming or going. She half of the time, hell, she don't even know if she coming or going. And I'm just being real. Half of the time, that lady don't know what the hell going on. And that ain't me being mean. That just she don't be knowing what's going on. All she knows is what the mayor whispered to her so she can vote on it. That's all she know.
just approved Delgado, and they fired Bert Olderson as their representative counsel. So we all know that that's political. It has nothing to do with Bert Olderson not doing what they're supposed to do. It just has to do with Hilliard not liking
We
that
know
law
that.
firm.
Yeah, we
It
know
has
But
that
nothing
because
to do
they
with the
represent the
students district
trustees.
in the district.
absolutely not. So, in your humble opinion, like with these subpoenas, why is it taking so long? When do you think that they are coming to actually make a response be heard? And what do you think
We're
will
gonna wrap this
really
up
be
early
the
tonight,
outcome
y'all.
of
I got
her
some stuff that I gotta
trial?
get to.
Because
I'll
if
wrap
this
this up
is in
early.
fact a RICO
But I
case,
do want to finish unpacking this
then
at a
a
later
lot of
date
people
because
will
I want to
possibly
dig
go down
into
with her
the
in
law firms.
this madness, right?
Why is
But
the feds asking for information pertaining and as it relates to the law firms? I'm gonna use Tiffany words tonight as it relates to. So I want to dig into that. Why is the FBI asking for information, payment records, contracts, all information on the law firms that is connected to Tiffany here? Could be some could some lawyer be going down? We don't know yet. Remember, hit the like button, hit the share button, but most of all, hit the subscribe button and make sure you share this live. Make sure you share it. Help us get our numbers up there. Until next time, I'm out of here.